What's up, everybody? It is February 7th, 2020. On the docket today is OCE roster announcements. We've got an update on how Oceanic is planning on handling the rescheduling for week 1 of RLCS due to server issues. And we've got matches to keep an eye out for tomorrow. But before we get into it, I want to thank each and every one of you for the overwhelming response on the How to Fix Rocket League video. There's 40,000 views and counting. I cannot express enough thank you for listening to my thoughts and opinions, as well as providing some of your own. Also, if you haven't already, subscribe down below, as well as turn on notifications and make sure to like the video, as it does help out the channel significantly. But without further ado, let's get into it. First things up, we've got the OCE announcements. 3 major roster changes that are kind of happening. Number 1 being Express is joining Jules and Deca on Ground Zero. CJ is going to be replacing Torsos on Renegades. Back playing with Kami for the first time since Season 6 in Las Vegas. That's where they went to Game 5 against EG in the very first match. Super close match that they probably should have won, but excited to see CJ and Kami back together with Siki. Should be fun. And then the other one that a lot of people are excited about, Torsos is playing with Cringe Society, which is an orgless name that they used to use in the past, but it reunites the original Alpha Sydney roster. The starting roster will be Drippe, Torsos, and Spydoge, but Jake is listed as the sub. We'll see if he's now coaching now that he's no longer with TSM. For those that are unaware, Season 9 was supposed to kick off last week with the first week of RLCS for North America, but unfortunately due to server issues, that did not happen. So we were all wondering how that is going to affect the rest of the schedule for the season, and Sonics did put out an announcement today on the All Esports Twitter, as you guys can see. RLCS update: the RLCS will be broadcast this weekend at normal times. Matches that were scheduled for last weekend will be played this weekend. Thanks for hanging in there, and we look forward to seeing you this weekend for week 1 of RLCS. Now, that is with the inclusion of play-ins and everything else that is now all being redone. Easiest way to explain it is take all the start dates for CRL, play-ins, RLCS, you name it, and just push them back a week. Makes it a little bit easier to explain, but that's essentially what's happening. If you guys haven't seen the document that I've mentioned a couple times in the past weeks, we've got all the rosters, the rumors that are now confirmed, as well as the schedule and predictions page. Every week moving forward on this channel, on all the Fridays before moving into the weekend, we will have kind of a general idea of what to look forward to, the 2 highlight matches, as well as all the results. We're going to take all the results that I have predicting throughout the entire season, and then also compare them to the end of the season results as weeks progress. Major matches I think to pay attention to: number 1 for week 1, if you're able to watch any of them, it's got to be Space Station Gaming versus Ghost Gaming. Major roster change for Ghost Gaming, with Mist being in addition now that they're no longer with First Killer, and the fact that Space Station was very well contended at the World Championship in Madrid. No roster changes, they're just further exercising what they're wanting to accomplish. I think all the kinks and the playstyles have worked out, so now they can just focus on getting better. A lot of people, after scrims and based upon the Astro tournament results, that Ghost actually won. A lot of people believe that Ghost Gaming is like a top 5 team, and they look very dangerous. So I think this is definitely the high profile match. You could even give that consideration to the last one, because Kronovi's playing his old team still. Against G2. G2 is now in a gaming house. A lot of exciting stuff there. But the other ones are pretty straightforward. I think PK will have a good time with Flight, although I don't recommend sleeping on Flight. Memory is a really good player and a really good addition for that team. Energy, I think, is going to have a field day with Sonics. I think it'll be an easy 3-0 for them, even though people are saying that Energy isn't looking as strong as they normally do. People say they are beatable, but it's still Energy, so you can't undercut that. And then the exciting part is Cloud9 versus United. This is also a really spicy one due to the Hawkster Torment trade that was supposed to happen. Based upon what we saw in the Astro tournament, it still looks like Gimmick and Squishy aren't willing to trust Torment to move up on offense. So there's a lot of double commits, and maybe that's just Gimmick chasing. But either way, Cloud9's looking a lot stronger. Their defense looks impeccable. So pretty easy win for Cloud9. On the EU side of things, TSM versus Dignitas for 2 reasons. 1, I want to see if the Dignitas roster still stays land form. I think their passing was impeccable. Their comms were fantastic. If you guys haven't checked out the video, go do it. The Game 6 overtime, just superb. But you're getting Dignitas. I want to see how they recreate that performance. And then I also want to see how TSM plays now that Mets and Mog are back together, and if Remco continues to play form like he did towards the end of the season. I will give a notable one to Mouse, just because I'm super excited to watch Mouse play now that it is Scrub, Speed, and Cookser. Really excited for this team. I still had my questions about it, but I feel confident as the season progresses, just because it is an 8-week season, so there's a little bit more time to figure it out. To reiterate as well, for those that are unaware, the servers went down last week, so we did not get week 1 of RLCS. They are just pushing everything back a week for RLCS, CRL, play-ins, you name it. So everything is just pushed back a week. We're starting week 1, but it's technically now week 2. Pretty straightforward for the news this week, but more importantly, I want to hear what you guys have to say. Obviously, in the comments down below, you guys have seen my predictions. I'm curious to hear what yours are. Let me know how well you guys think you can do. Maybe we'll start doing giveaways towards the end of the season based on how things go. Who knows? We'll think of something fun. Also, if you guys enjoy watching these or you guys enjoy hearing my opinion, over on my stream at twitch.tv/Lawler, we do viewing parties. So if it is Saturday and you guys are wanting to sit down with the community and watch, we do a bunch of things. Obviously, with the server issues last week, we ended up playing marbles and Tetris and like .io games like Scribble.io and stuff. But it's a good time. You can expect unfiltered commentary, play breakdown the way you want it with telestration tools so we can go really in depth on specific plays, insight on the gameplay as well as what goes on behind the broadcast. So if there are server issues or if they're delaying for stuff, I can point that stuff out so you guys kind of know what's going on. And then hopefully various special guests like Subpar in the crew, CJ, and other various friends based upon if it's Saturday or Sunday. But I'll be there. Hopefully you guys are too. Last week, even with all the server issues, we had like 600 of you guys in there chatting and talking, and it was an absolute blast. So I greatly appreciate all the support, but that's going to do it for me this week. I am Lawler, and I will see you guys next time. Last week, we were supposed to get the first week of RLCS for the Season 9, but unfortunately, due to server issues, that did not